Hello folks and welcome. We are going to do a practice of how to make something look like it's made of ribbon. So here in your handout you have this piece of paper where it's got kind of a shape, almost like a sweet potato shape or a chunky banana shape, but it's been cut into ribbons, into sections. Now I'm going to show you how to do the back side, the curling part of that ribbon. So I'm going to need an eraser, a nice sharp pencil. I like to have my pencil sharpener and an old Tupperware to catch my shavings. And then I've got your handout from your packet. So here we go. I'm going to start at the bottom and I'm always going to go up a layer. So imagine that you've peeled an apple, one long peel, how it kind of goes down, it winds down the apple. It's the same thing here. These curls are going to wind down to the bottom of the piece. So I like to start at the bottom. I'm going to start at this bottom left-hand corner. Go ahead and follow along. And I'm going to go up and I'm going to connect it to this corner here. But I can't just go down like that because then it would be flat and we want this to look rounded in 3D. So I've actually got to come up, not this corner, but this second corner. I'm going to come up. I'm going to let that curve up and around like that. Notice how I'm going over these other shapes. That's okay, I can erase them. But I'm going to start by doing that. I'll make it darker than I normally would so you can see. And then I'm going to take my eraser and I'm going to clean up any sketch marks. And then any place where it goes inside of these, I'm eventually going to erase. Okay, so I did that top mark, but now I need to do the bottom mark. So if it starts here, it's going to end here, and it's just going to kind of parallel that shape we already did, meaning that it's mostly an equal distance from that curve we already did. It's going to start at this bottom line and go up, and then end at that bottom line. Okay, that's our first curve. Fantastic. Now I'll take my eraser and inside of these little slices, the ribbons, I'm going to erase. Right? These aren't see-through. So anytime it goes inside one of those ribbon shapes, we'll erase. Can you kind of see how that's happening? All right, let's do the same thing again. So I started on the bottom one. I'll go up to the second one. And so I'll come over to this left-hand corner and then we're going to jump up here. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to follow this curve like it's a little ramp. I'm going to go wee, and then I'm going to curve back down into this line, right? So it should be kind of an even flow from this part to that part. That's great. That's the top one. Let's get to the bottom line. So now I'll start from this bottom corner and I'm going to end up at this bottom corner and I'm going to go wee like that. Okay, fantastic. Now any place where it goes behind my ribbons, I can make it darker. And then inside of those ribbons, I want to make it a little lighter. All right, 1, 2, let's do this one. So I'll go up to my third ribbon and then I'm going to start on this left-hand corner. And remember, I'm going to jump up. I want to end one up here. So I'm going to go wee and follow that curve and then circle back to that top one. So I should end at that top one, kind of like that. Got something under my paper there. All right, then I'll start with this bottom corner. I'm gonna go wee and then end up at that top corner. And these should be pretty parallel. They should be kind of a similar distance from each other. Okay, excellent. Now any place where it's inside those ribbons, I can erase it, because these ribbons are not see-through. So you only see it in the spaces between. Kind of looking okay so far, making sense to you all? All right, so we did 1, 2, 3. Let's do this fourth one. I'm gonna start here, I'm gonna end here. It's gonna go wee, like that. And then we'll do the bottom corner. And this might overlap that one, and that's okay. Wee, like that. And then we'll erase. All right, so we did this one, this one, this one, this one. Now we need to do this one. So I'm going to end right here. I'm going to curve up and hit this one like that. What happens if I go like this and I jump over? Do I always make them line up perfectly? Often they don't. So it's okay to just draw over this section for now and then erase it. Okay. Erase inside. And then the last thing we need is just this little bit here. I'm just going to go up and I'm going to do a half one like that. And then same thing here. I don't want to do a full curl, so I'll just do a half curl like this and then end it. Okay, now we can take our black felt marker and slowly and carefully, not inside any of these bands, but just behind them, go ahead and go over your lines with a black felt marker. Okay, once you've gone over your lines, we can erase our pencil marks. This is where I love the white vinyl eraser because it really gets in there and cleans up your paper. Try to hold your hands like this so you're stabilizing the paper. You have less chance to wrinkle your paper if it's nice and stable. All right, go ahead and really erase your lines. Okay, it's worth taking the time to really erase it now because once you add color, you cannot erase that pencil underneath. Making a big mess with my shavings, that's okay. Okay, so to do the color, I am going to decide what I want the outside color to be and what I want the inside color to be, and you need a minimum of 2 colors. Outside color, I'm gonna shade it from dark to light on the edges. Inside color, same thing. Let me pop away for a second and grab my colored pencils. Okie doke, I have my colors. I'm gonna do maybe a green for the outside. So let me pick my outside color, and just like we did value shifts last term when we did our shadow drawing and also when we did our spheres, we're going to do the same thing here to make this look rounded. Think when we do our cylinders, our cans. So I'm going to press down harder on the edges and then let it get lighter as it goes to the center, and that's going to make it look more three-dimensional. All right, here we go. Okay, so I've shaded the outside and I have it darker on the edges and lighter on the inside to make it look rounded. I'm going to pick a different color for this inside section, and I think I'm going to pick orange. Just sounds good to me today. So I'll do the same thing with the orange. So I'll try to make it a little bit darker on the edges and a little bit lighter in the center, but it's okay if this one is a little more flat and just basic. It's still going to look like it's the inside part. So here I go. I'm going to color the orange. Okay, so I've colored most of the orange. I didn't do too much variation in value. It's kind of all the same value. What I might do is just right here where it kind of tucks in, where it's curving, I might take a moment just to make sure that that's darker. And I won't worry about doing a great big value shift across it. I'll just make sure that where it's kind of scooping under, that it has the illusion, actually that'd be right here, that it has the illusion of turning because it's a little bit darker. So on those scoops, I'll just take a minute to make sure that that's darker, and then the rest of it can pretty much be the same value. Okay, so that's it. Go ahead and take a quality photo. When you take a quality photo, make sure that we see just your art. Try not to show a bunch of background stuff for the table or your face peeking out around it if you can, just because that helps me see the art a little bit better. Also make sure that it's well lit. There's some tips on how to take a quality photo at the end of every assignment. Go ahead and review those if you have any questions. And that's it. Enjoy, have fun. See you on the other side.